Usually when you wake up on a Sunday morning, you grab your coffee, open your phone to search for something, and you just kind of expect the internet to work essentially the way it did on
Right.
Saturday.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But today is Sunday, August 9, 2026, and a massive, completely invisible shift has just occurred in how the whole digital world operates.
It really has. The ground beneath everything we look up or, research or even try to buy online, it's just fundamentally reoriented itself overnight. We're looking at a complete architectural rewrite of digital discovery.
And if you don't know what's happening, you are going to be completely left behind. Which is, that's why today we are diving deep into this really fascinating, fresh off the presses stack of intelligence.
Yeah, it's a good one.
We're looking at the SEO Daily Technology Report, which was just compiled today by Keyhawk, part of the ASR bot fleet.
Yeah, and it is a remarkably comprehensive breakdown of the state of the web right this second. It covers everything from these big algorithmic behavioral shifts all the way down to the highly technical back-end protocols that are just quietly rewriting the rules of modern commerce.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack the sudden death of the traditional search engine. We want to map out this entirely new AI-first digital landscape so that whether you're running a business or building a brand or just trying to navigate the web as a normal consumer, you don't become digitally invisible in 2026.
Right, because that's the real risk here.
It is. Okay, let's unpack this, starting with the most immediate in-your-face change to our daily web browsing.
Yeah.
We are officially saying goodbye to the 10 blue links.
Yeah. Goodbye. To really understand the magnitude of this transition, we have to examine Google's aggressive rollout of what they're calling AI mode.
AI mode.
Right. And this goes far beyond just a user interface you tweak. This is the complete replacement of the traditional SRP.
The search engine results page.
Exactly. That digital map we've used for decades. It's being replaced with this highly personalized, chat-like conversational interface.
And, the Keyhawk report makes this crucial distinction here that I think a lot of people might actually miss. This is not those AI overviews we saw popping up earlier where, you'd get an AI summary at the top of your screen, but then...
You can still scroll down.
Right. You could still scroll down to your familiar, comforting list of links. AI mode transforms the entire page. It looks at your user history, your preferences, and its own real-time interpretation of what you actually mean, and it just talks directly to you. No more traditional menu of websites.
Yeah, and Moz's 2026 expert panel, they're forecasting that this AI mode will be the dominant form of search by the end of this year, which... that renders the old mindset of tracking keyword positions almost entirely obsolete.
Totally obsolete.
Like bragging that your website is ranking number 3 for a specific phrase, it just doesn't mean anything anymore if the user's screen doesn't even display a numbered list.
It really feels like we've spent the last 25 years treating Google like a giant library card catalog.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Right. You type in a topic and it hands you a bunch of index cards telling you exactly which shelf to walk to so you can go find the information yourself.
Yeah, you do the work.
Exactly. But this new AI mode, it operates way more like a highly opinionated personal shopper.
Yeah.
You walk into the store and before you even finish your sentence, the shopper's just like, sit down, I know what you want, and just hands you 3 items they've already picked out based on your purchase history.
Yep.
You aren't browsing anymore, you're being served.
What's fascinating here is the underlying economics and the technology that's actually driving this shift. Google didn't roll this out purely just to improve user experience.
Well, right. There's always a technical reason.
Always. They solved a massive computing bottleneck. They deployed this new model called Gemini 3.5 Flashlight back in late July of this year. Because running massive language models to answer every single search query from billions of users.
That's astronomically expensive.
Exactly. It costs a fortune.
Yeah.
So by deploying Gemini 3.5 Flashlight, Google made these AI queries significantly cheaper and way faster to process.
So it's basically just about computing efficiency at scale.
Precisely that. And because it is highly efficient, they can now serve these generative responses constantly. And crucially, they can make them multimodal.
Meaning text and images, right?
Yeah, exactly. The AI isn't just generating text anymore. It's simultaneously processing and generating images right alongside the text.
Wow. And the report Aubrey mentions they are stuffing these AI-generated visuals into the search results for product and how-to queries, which I imagine this forces a massive shift for any brand trying to survive out there.
Oh, absolutely.
You want that personal shopper to recommend your product, you have to optimize your visual content now.
Yeah, visual content optimization is foundational at this point. The AI needs to understand exactly what your image depicts, and it needs to do it without any human intervention.
So what does that look like in practice?
Well, it means highly descriptive image alt text, ultra-clear product photography, and comprehensive video transcripts. Those are just non-negotiable now. The AI parses all those elements to confirm that your product actually matches the user's intent.
That's wild.
And get this, the Keyhawk roadmap suggests that by late 2026, over 50% of all Google searches will include some form of this generative AI element.
Over half of all searches. Wow. But here's the piece of data that really stopped me in my tracks when I was reading this.
Right.
Google isn't the only game in town anymore. Because search is just mutating so rapidly, users are actively flocking to entirely different tools to get their questions answered. Like, we are living in a multi-engine reality now, and it is completely fragmenting the internet.
It really is. We are seeing a decentralization of discovery that honestly we just haven't witnessed since the old web directories of the late 90s.
Yeah.
Google is simply no longer the single gateway to organic traffic.
Right. Let's just look at the sheer volume here because it's crazy. ChatGPT now commands over 5.3 billion monthly web visits. Gemini is pulling in 1.14 billion. And Perplexity, which has sort of carved out this really specific research niche, right? They have 140.7 million monthly visits. Users are just abandoning the old Google because they want different types of interactions.
Yeah, maybe they want to brainstorm a creative project with ChatGPT, or maybe they need deeply researched, cited answers from Perplexity.
Exactly.
But the real challenge for anyone trying to maintain visibility across this landscape is that each of these AI platforms relies on a completely distinct citation algorithm.
They aren't sharing notes.
No, not at all. They do not evaluate the web using the same rulebook.
Yeah, the report breaks down these sort of algorithm personalities brilliantly. Like Perplexity, for example, it acts like a strict academic researcher.
Very strict.
Right. It heavily favors recent authoritative sources, and it demands transparent citations. Like, if you're going to make a claim, Perplexity's algorithm actively scans to see if you've linked to the raw data or, the original study.
Right. Meanwhile, ChatGPT emphasizes conversational depth and EAT signals.
Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
Exactly. It analyzes the actual linguistic structure of your content to determine if it feels deeply knowledgeable rather than just technically accurate.
Okay, what about Claude?
Claude prioritizes highly nuanced, well-reasoned content. Its mechanism is literally designed to reward content that acknowledges multiple viewpoints and avoids extreme polarization. And then you have Gemini, which, given its lineage, naturally relies heavily on Google's own knowledge graph to verify facts.
Okay, wait. If I'm trying to get my business or my ideas found in 2026, isn't it completely exhausting trying to please all these different AI personalities?
That sounds like a nightmare, yeah.
Right. Do I seriously need to write one version of an article that's super conversational to please ChatGPT and then completely rewrite the exact same article to be academic for Claude and then make a third version for Perplexity?
No. Attempting to manually cater to each specific model like that would be impossible. The solution actually lies in understanding the universal signals that all these machines are looking for underneath their stylistic preferences.
Okay, so they do have common ground.
Yes. Every single one of these AI models is ultimately trying to provide the most relevant, trustworthy answer. And that shared goal sets up the emergence of this entirely new discipline the industry is calling relevance engineering.
Relevance engineering. I mean, that really just sounds like the natural evolution of SEO.
It is. Garrett Sussman of iPullRank is actually quoted in the report articulating this evolution.
Yeah.
He points out that we have to move way beyond static rankings.
Right.
Like the old tactics of just stuffing keywords into a page so a crawler flags it for a specific search term. That entire methodology is completely dead.
Done.
Right? You have to build omni-channel content networks that meet users wherever their conversational queries lead them.
Yeah, and the Keyhawk report actually calls this mapping the query fan out. I love this concept so much.
It's a great visual.
It is, because when you ask a question, you rarely stop at the first answer. Say you search for, I don't know, best running shoes for flat feet. The AI gives you an answer, but then your query naturally fans out. You might follow up with, how do I fix shin splints? Or like, show me local podiatrists.
Exactly.
So relevance engineering means you aren't just optimizing for the keyword running shoes anymore. You are structurally anticipating all the related questions, the medical variations, the local intent. You're basically modeling how a language model would generate a comprehensive answer across that entire journey.
Yeah, it transforms search optimization from this purely technical puzzle into complex content architecture. And the foundation of that architecture really relies on those EEP signals we discussed a minute ago.
Right. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. We've talked about these concepts in the past as like general guidelines for good writing, but the report makes it abundantly clear. In 2026, these are hard-ranking factors.
They are critical, especially for what Google categorizes as YMYL topics.
Your money or your life.
Right. That includes anything related to finance, health, safety, major life decisions. The AI overviews are aggressively favoring established entities now.
But, how does a machine actually measure something as subjective as trustworthiness objectively? Like, is it just looking for a little trust badge embedded on your homepage, or is it scanning the whole web to see if other people vouch for you?
It's the latter. The machine measures trust through digital corroboration. It's looking for verifiable digital fingerprints.
Okay.
So it scans the wider internet to see if you have, say, real public relations mentions on high-authority news domains. It looks for co-citations. Like, are other experts in your field actually linking to your research?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it even verifies author bios by cross-referencing your name with recognized credential databases or LinkedIn profiles.
Yeah.
The algorithms are literally programmed to cite well-known, historically verified entities over anonymous pages,
Even if the anonymous page is great.
even if those anonymous pages have flawlessly written content.
So you really just cannot fake it anymore. You can't just spin up a blog, use an AI to generate 500 articles about personal finance, and expect to rank just because the text is grammatically correct.
Not a chance.
You have to prove you are a real entity with real-world authority. Which kind of brings us to the technical mechanism of how you actually prove that to a machine, right?
Yeah.
Entity SEO and schema markup.
Yes. Structured data has officially become the native language of AI search.
Right.
These large language models, they rely on clearly defined parameters to understand and extract web content confidently. So we're talking about implementing JSON-LD formats, FAQ schemas, how-to markups, product schemas, organization schemas.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, because a lot of those terms sound incredibly intimidating, right?
It does sound very technical.
Yeah, like JSON-LD format sounds like some advanced programming course. But entity SEO is essentially just the practice of attaching standardized code labels to your content so the AI knows exactly what it is looking at.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Right. Instead of handing the AI a messy, unorganized pile of papers and just hoping it figures out that you sell shoes, Entity SEO is giving the AI a perfectly labeled, color-coded digital filing cabinet.
Yes, exactly.
And if the AI can instantly open that cabinet and identify the who, what, and where through those schema markup tags, it requires way less computing power to verify your data.
And that efficiency gained by the AI, it translates directly into visibility for you. The report notes that content that clearly defines its entities and their relationships through structured data is 3 to 5 times more likely to be extracted and cited by AI assistants.
3 to 5 times.
3 to 5 times more likely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, we are basically witnessing the complete synthesis of SEO and brand marketing.
Right.
You must actually be an authority in the real world, and then you have to meticulously structure your digital data to communicate that authority in a language the machine understands natively.
Your digital filing cabinet has to be completely immaculate.
It does.
But, if entity SEO is about making your information easily readable for an AI that is answering questions, the Keyhawk report actually takes this logic one step further. And this is wild. What happens when the AI decides to stop merely reading your information and actually starts taking action based on it?
Yeah, this transition from reading to acting is arguably the most paradigm-shifting prediction in the entire document. Dave Cousin, an SEO and migration consultant, he predicts that back-end optimization will soon be just as critical as front-end optimization.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. AI assistants like Google Gemini and Amazon Alexa are evolving from just informational retrieval systems into agentic AI.
Agentic AI, meaning they operate as independent agents on your behalf.
They take definitive action. Like an agentic AI doesn't just tell you how to unclog a drain, it actually books a local plumber for you. It doesn't just give you a recipe, it orders the ingredients. And for an AI agent to execute those tasks, it has to communicate directly with a business's database or API. And an API is essentially just a digital bridge that allows two software programs to talk to each other.
Right.
So optimizing those bridges is back-end SEO.
Okay, and the report specifically highlights the emergence of something called the Agentic Commerce Protocol, or ACP, for e-commerce.
Yes, ACP is a standardized framework. It basically allows AI assistants to facilitate direct purchases securely without any human intervention.
Wait, let me make sure I'm wrapping my head around the actual mechanics of this. So if I'm a consumer, let's say I notice I'm out of dog food. In this agentic future, I am not opening a browser, going to a pet store website, adding kibble to a virtual cart, and typing in my credit card.
Nope.
I just tell my phone, hey, we're out of dog food. My personal AI then pings the Agentic Commerce Protocol. That protocol instantly checks the inventory at 3 local stores, compares the prices, securely transmits my payment tokens without ever rendering a single web page on a screen, and just confirms the delivery. It all just happens in the background.
That is the exact mechanism of ACP. The transaction is completely frictionless. And a similar standard is emerging for subscription services and media content too, called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP.
MCP, yeah.
This protocol allows AI assistants to search for and surface digital products seamlessly across smart devices, completely bypassing traditional web interfaces altogether.
That is staggering. The entire user journey just evaporates into the back end.
It does, and it really illustrates why this shift is so critical to anyone listening to us right now. If you run a business and your digital infrastructure is not optimized for these specific protocols.
Like if you don't speak ACP.
Exactly. If your inventory system cannot communicate via ACP or your media library doesn't support MCP, you simply will not exist in the agentic economy.
Wow.
Think about it. When a user tells their AI, book me a table at a good Italian place nearby, your restaurant could literally have the best reviews in the city. But if your reservation database doesn't speak the AI's language through these back-end protocols, the AI cannot execute the booking.
You'll just be entirely invisible to the machine making the decision.
Exactly.
You are locked out of the transaction before it even begins, which honestly leads to a very daunting realization. Because between anticipating query fanouts for relevance engineering, maintaining perfect JSON LD structured data for entity SEO, tracking your visibility across a dozen different fragmented AI engines, and ensuring your backend APIs comply with agentic commerce protocols.
It's a lot.
Human beings simply cannot manage this workload manually anymore. Like, we literally need machines to help us optimize for the machines.
The complexity has completely surpassed human capacity. And that is exactly why the SEO technology stack has evolved so radically over the past year. The Keyhawk report actually categorizes these new tools quite thoroughly.
Yeah, let's run through this new tech stack because it is fascinating to see how specialized the software has become. Instead of just listing off a bunch of tools, I kind of look at them grouped by their philosophical approach to this new landscape. So first, you need a command center. That seems to be Semrush one. They launched this flagship upgrade this year, and it tracks your visibility not just on traditional search, but across ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google's AI mode, all from one unified dashboard.
Right. And the centerpiece of Semrush 1 is its AI Copilot. The report indicates that 60% of surveyed marketers are currently utilizing this AI to interpret massive, complex data sets and automate their strategic reporting.
That's huge.
Yeah, and at a starting price of around $120 a month, it basically functions as the central intelligence hub for monitoring your brand's total digital footprint.
Okay, so Semrush is the command center, looking at the big picture. But then you have Ahrefs, which the report positions as the raw data powerhouse, basically the radar system.
Yeah.
Their backlink index refreshes every 15 to 30 minutes for top domains, which is just an unbelievable processing speed.
It is. Ahrefs tackles the landscape from a deeply technical, defensive posture. Like, they introduced an AI content helper that flags semantic gaps in real time.
What are semantic gaps exactly?
So, semantic gaps occur when your content is missing the critical context clues, natural language processing terms that an AI relies on to fully understand a topic.
Ah, okay.
Furthermore, their Site Explorer now utilizes AI to monitor your link velocity.
Link velocity. That's the speed at which other sites link to yours.
Exactly. So if you suddenly get hundreds of links from shady websites overnight, it looks like a spam attack, right? Ahrefs acts like a digital security guard.
Hmm.
It detects those toxic velocity changes and flags them before the AI engines can penalize your site. It starts at $99 a month, and it's strictly for that heavy technical lifting.
Got it. So you've got your command center and your radar system, but then you have a platform like AirOps, which
Huh.
represents sort of the automated assembly line of modern content creation. AirOps is a multi-model AI workflow platform. Instead of forcing you to rely entirely on ChatGPT or entirely on Claude, it integrates GPT-4, Claude 3.5, and Gemini into a single interface.
Which is brilliant, because employing a multi-model approach is a necessary defense against all this AI fragmentation.
Right.
As we detailed earlier, different AI models possess different analytical strengths. AirOps allows teams to automate the generation and the structural optimization of content at scale, utilizing the best model for each specific task. And crucially, it builds human review gates directly into the pipeline.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, ensuring that you maintain the high-quality EAT standards that the algorithms demand.
And finally, rounding out the stack, you have the highly specialized trackers, tools like SE Ranking with its AI search add-on for about $71 a month, and OmniSEO. These tools focus relentlessly on tracking your exact citation share across all these different siloed AI engines.
And this raises an important question for you as you listen to this breakdown.
Mm.
How are you currently tracking your own digital footprint? Because attempting to navigate 2026 using a traditional keyword rank tracker is like trying to navigate a modern metropolis using a hand-drawn map from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Integrating these philosophical approaches, the centralized command center, the defensive radar, the multi-model assembly line, it's really the only viable way to gain a competitive edge in an environment of this density.
So what does this all mean? We have covered a massive amount of conceptual ground from this Keyhawk report. We've examined the absolute death of Google's 10 blue links as they're replaced by this highly opinionated conversational AI mode, powered by the economic efficiency of Gemini 3.5 flashlight.
Yeah.
We have explored how the search landscape has completely fragmented across ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Claude, which is forcing us to abandon old keyword tricks and embrace the complex architecture of relevance engineering.
Right, and we've established that your authority must be verifiable in the real world, backed by objective EAT signals, and translated into a perfectly organized digital filing cabinet using entity SEO and scheme markup.
Exactly. And perhaps most mind-bending of all, we have peered into this agentic future, where AI assistants are making decisions, executing purchases, and booking appointments entirely in the background using protocols like ACP and MCP.
All of which requires an entirely new, highly automated technology stack just to remain visible to the machines.
Right.
Whether you are a marketing executive managing a global brand, a small business owner just trying to increase foot traffic, or simply an everyday internet user trying to understand why the web feels so entirely different today. This invisible earthquake has reshaped everything. It fundamentally alters how your questions are answered, how your personal data is structured, and how your business is discovered.
It really is a new world. And it leaves me with one final lingering thought for you to ponder today as you go back to your Sunday morning browsing. If we are truly accelerating into this agentic era, an era where AI agents talk exclusively to other AI agents through highly structured back-end code, bypassing websites entirely just to serve us the single mathematically best answer, what happens to serendipity?
Oh, wow.
Right. When we no longer have to sift through a messy, chaotic page of 10 blue links, when that highly opinionated personal shopper just hands us exactly what its data model predicts we want, do we lose that beautiful, deeply human experience of stumbling across a weird, wonderful idea we never even knew we were looking for?
It is a profound trade-off. I mean, extreme efficiency is gained, but perhaps the joy of accidental discovery is lost.
Something to think about the next time you ask the machine a question.